This is a 2015 Nissan Leaf, and today we're going to be changing the cabin air filter on the vehicle. It's the one rare air filter on this, given that we don't have an engine air intake, but it's still a good maintenance thing to be sure you're keeping up on, especially as it's about to be springtime, and we're going to be cranking the air conditioning on this a little bit more, so we want to have that good fresh air coming. Another advantage to that for an electric vehicle is it also helps make sure that we're not having to fight restrictive filters, that is, having the air handler over pump and overcome that air restriction, which is an energy efficiency gain and helps us make sure we're managing our energy usage on all the auxiliary load. So overall, good to be sure that we're changing. Recommended by the manufacturer of filters every 12,000 miles or annually, which about adds up to 12,000 to 15,000 miles. I think once a year is a perfectly fair and adequate timing to look at on this. While this is a 2015, it's actually going to be the same design on earlier model years all around the Gen 1, and it's actually pretty comparable to later model years too. Gratefully, the actual job itself is intended to be toolless. Now, I'll show you the trick to getting the filters in and out, as ultimately you actually have to squeeze the filter to get it in. So that's to say, getting it out could maybe use a pry tool, such as a flathead screwdriver or something if it's being persnickety and stuck in there. But for the filters themselves, you can buy them online or even at your local auto parts store. I think this is just a quick pickup on Amazon, this one. So XC10303, and I'll throw the Carquest number up too. Ultimately, all are great. The recommended change interval on this, based on the filter manufacturers, is every 12,000 miles or 1 year. If easier to, it might be recommended to think about it on that 15 to 30,000 mile rate. Since we don't have a air intake filter on the EV, this is the only air filter we're swapping for a gas car. It's often easy to do this at the same time you do your engine air filter. But in lieu of that, maybe once a year is a good way to think of it, being sure that you're getting good fresh air, especially as you start cranking the AC more in the summertime. So for where we'll be working in the car, we'll open up the passenger side door here. We're going to be right underneath, right under here. We're going to have to take some of this housing off to open up some easier access to the filter door, which you can see right there. So I'll get things set up and we'll take the next step. Okay, so got us in position here. Underneath here, this is just going to pull right off, pops out on a couple tab spots. Gratefully, this will actually just pop right back into place once we're done with it. So this kind of comes right off. See those different tabs there. So set this aside. And with that off, took me a little bit to rearrange here. You can see the cover. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this cover off. I'll actually have to reset things just a little bit more so I got good reaching space. But we're going to take this off, and then that's where we'll be seeing the filter that we'll be taking out. Okay, so got us repositioned in here, a little tight under here, so apologize for some of the weird camera angles. So again, here's our cover. There's a little clasp right on the bottom, which you'll just undo, and it just comes off like this. Do you mind? There's a little hook right here, so we just got to be sure that properly re-engages in a lever action once we put that on. So again, set this next to our other cover. Filters, for some reason in some Nissan vehicles, are a little oversized for the openings. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually push, and actually before I do that, we're going to push the filter to create a little dimple, essentially shrink the height of the air filter so that it comes out okay. And I'll show you how we'll prep it for putting in the new filter. One nice feature to these filters too, it has a little pull tab. So it is a two-handed job. So I'm going to show you the start, and I'll try to create enough room in here so I can get another hand in here to help it out. But you can wrestle it out. With the older, with the old filter, it's okay if you tear it or anything like that. We're just getting the whole media out. But again, push it to create that space, and you're going to be trying to find the tab, find the top of the filter so you can scrunch it and bring it out and kind of sandwich it through. All right, so with that, wish me luck. So I'm creating the push, feel the tab. If I can do this one-handed, that's amazing. So here's our tab. Here's our bottom. Look at that. So if you need to use both hands, that's fine. But push and then feeling for that tab, pulling that down. Not all filters have this. This is very handy for this type of fit. And we'll pull it right out. Again, not the most graceful exit. knocked my light too, but we are out. Now here's the typical comparison shot. We have our new filter and old, just to show the value in doing this. One word of caution here is, gratefully we have this tab which will help us line it up. But actually, you also, just to affirm it, want to be sure, see how it's darker on that side? This means this is the intake where the air is passing through the filter to get out. So we're going to have the tab on the right-hand side since that was our orientation, but wanting to affirm that this will be the front, that dark side, tab on the right, and then the exhaust, the back side of the filter being there. So just wanted to have that friendly reminder to be sure it does that. Depending on the filter you get, it might actually even have a flow indicator to it. So for instance, it has, oh, sorry, out of focus, has that arrow pointing forward, which indicates the front of the filter. This stock filter here actually has the flow. Huh, look at that. Airflow pointing back. That's actually interesting. Airflow pointing back, but this arrow is pointing the other way. So maybe that's the caution there, is in lieu of that, just be sure your tabs are properly lined up. So, like I mentioned, I'm gonna set down the camera here and show you how we're gonna dimple the filter to make sure it fits. Okay, so dimpling, this both means you can either push the filter on the caps or even in the middle, essentially the concept of scrunching it down. Since the opening is smaller than the filter, we just have to work with that. Based on this filter's size and spec, you can notice this has hard end caps, the cardboard or plastic even maybe. We're gonna probably try to dimple it where we're pushing it down in the middle. So as it's going in, we're gonna try to make it wrap this way and go in. It's not the case in every model. Sometimes you gotta do it in the middle, which to be honest, you could do that too. The only risk on this is since these are hard end caps, it can basically undo the pleating, cause it to flat out, which isn't that good. We want all that surface area. So talking that through really quick, you'll see me back under there kind of wrestling this guy in. It is a really tight fit, so just work with it. You'll know it is a good fit once everything is sitting plumb, and so you'll see the bottom right corner, since that'll be going in that way. Once that's in there good, give a nice wiggle, and I'll talk this through again, but that'll make sure everything is good, all spread back out as well. Okay, so we are here. You're gonna see me clumsily try to line this up. So I'm gonna do it where I'm gonna push the middle part in here. And ooh, there we go. And we're just gonna keep working it through. You can see it's kind of taking up space, but that's okay. And I'm even I'm gonna try to actually reverse dimple here. Get the top half, the top corner in, underneath there. Shove her in, just working it. And there we go. And like I mentioned too, give it a little wiggle. It all should hopefully be springing back together, especially with nice hard end caps like that, just to make sure we have good coverage. If you find that didn't work, or if you're worried about it, you can do it a couple of times too, for sure. So overall, feeling good and secure. So let's go get the cap and we'll put that and reinstall. Okay, cap is back in hand. Like I mentioned, it has a little bit of a lever action to it, so just wanting to be sure it engages correctly. You can feel there's a little bit of a clasp edge on the top, so let me line this up. All right, there we go. If I'm honest, I was just kind of feeling around a little bit. You can really try to get your head under here too. But once you feel it in place, it'll all kind of line up there. So we have that in. Now we'll get our remaining cover plate on too. Okay, and we got our cover plate here. As you'll remember, we have these two bits. Trying to think, oh, here, this is a good way to align it. Be sure this is this is making room for the foot blower. So that's a good way to align it and make sure that fits in there. So it's okay to pop your head under. Everything will just kind of naturally go into place. Just give it some healthy thwacks. There we go. And we are all in, just like that. And just like that, we're done. This is a pretty straightforward service repair. Definitely good to be sure you're doing every springtime, or if you haven't for a while, it's really good to do because a more clogged filter could be giving you some efficiency drain, having the air handler have to overcome that. So definitely one that's good to stay on top of. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment with any other helpful how-to videos. I have a couple other ideas that I'll probably be pushing out this springtime, but definitely all ears on other things that are helpful to be sure we go through. Thanks again for watching.